If you're a time-challenged business leader looking to sustainably lose 15 to 30 pounds or more and keep it off, I'll guarantee you that you lose at least 15 pounds in 12 weeks by personally guiding you through my performance perception protocol, or you stay in the program for free until you do. You see, over the last 3 years, I've helped dozens of busy guys lose the weight and keep it off by using the performance perception protocol. This is the exact protocol that helped Jonathan lose 27 pounds in 12 weeks despite his hectic schedule working in Silicon Valley as a senior engineer. It's also what helped John Weinberg lose 20 pounds in 12 weeks and get in better shape than when he was in college while working as a venture capitalist in New York. Aaron lost 20 pounds in 12 weeks without sacrificing his favorite foods and only working out 10 to 15 minutes per day. Now, Chris lost 15 pounds in 30 days using the performance perception protocol, but that's not where it ended for him. Today, Chris is 100 pounds down from his heaviest, and he's kept it off for almost a year after completing the program. And he said he did it by implementing what he learned in the protocol over and over again. So look, if results like these are something you want for yourself, then feel free to click the link below and book in a call to start the conversation. Now, you might be seeing those results and you're thinking, okay, well, how does this actually work? Or is this actually going to work for me? And I'm going to break that down in just a minute. But first, let me explain who it is I tend to work with. So again, who I tend to usually work with is guys between the age of 30 or 50. Often they're absolutely crushing it in their business and their professional life. Work is great, family's taken care of, got the nice house. All of those boxes are checked off. And at a glance, things look really good on paper. But more often than not, their physical and their mental state is starting to take a backseat. They've got a belly they're not happy with. Their energy isn't where it used to be. And they may be aware of where their health is headed, but they feel as if they don't have enough time or energy to do anything about it. So they make jokes about it. They sort of put it out of sight, out of mind, or they kind of just fold and think, you know what, it's going to be like this for me. It is the way it is. And I've even met guys that tell themselves that they're fine and they've got loads of energy and passion when it comes to their work because they've become really successful and they love what they do and the impact that they make. But really, in the back of their mind, they know that they could do more, they could be more, they could have more, and really they demand more from themselves. Right? They could produce more and create more in their work. They could feel more in integrity with themselves and what they say matters to them. They could have more energy. They could have more vigor, more drive, have a more passionate relationship and sex life with their wives, and really just bring a better version of themselves to the table. So fundamentally, what I do is I work with guys like that to help them become the strongest version of themselves. And I hold them to what they say really matters to them. And what we generally find really matters at the end of the day, I like to think of it like this. Wealth is a rubber ball. At this point, no matter what happens, it's going to bounce back up. Health, relationships, belief, faith, those are all glass balls. And if they fall, the damages could be irreversible. My job is to hold my clients to that reality. So we do that by making changes physically, because the physical is a reflection of everything that we do. Right? So looking better, feeling better about themselves, losing the belly, increasing energy and performance, but also giving them the frameworks so that they can challenge faulty thinking and see things in a more advantageous and better way that is going to serve their goals and their highest values. And also teach them how to manage stress better, how to be less reactive, how to focus on what matters so that they can produce more, right? They can do more at work and be more present at home and have more energy and feel better about the man in the mirror. So I call myself a behavior performance coach, although what I really do is I guide men through the process of physical and neurotransformation, meaning that there is an actual neurological change to the body and the mind, which in my opinion is necessary for real, tangible, sustainable life change. And I think it's a requirement if you don't want fitness to just be a phase. Now, if you want to know how this works, give me the next 4 minutes to give you one of the most eye-opening explanations as to, one, why you haven't been able to keep the weight off in the past, and two, how I actually guarantee that you lose at least 15 pounds sustainably in 12 weeks. So I'm going to jump over to the whiteboard here, and I'm going to actually break this down for you in real time. Okay, so the best way to explain the performance perception protocol is to reverse engineer it, right? So we all want results, right? You want to lose 30 pounds, get a six-pack, maybe you want to make $100 million, new house, new car, whatever it is, okay? More energy, more performance. Now, obviously, you don't just wake up with these results one day. They're going to require a series of actions or behaviors. Okay? Now, this is where everybody gets stuck. They overly focus on the actions and the behaviors and the strategies when they need to focus on what consistently leads to the desired behavior change and the actions that are necessary to achieve the results. And that is our perception. That's what influences our ability to consistently take action, change our behaviors, and build habits. We can take this back another step here. What influences our perception is our thoughts and our feelings. And our thoughts and our, got a little typo there. Our thoughts and our feelings are a continuum, right? We have 60 to 90,000 thoughts per day. A single thought can invoke a powerful feeling or emotion, right? That can affect our ability to respond or react. And then a single powerful emotion will set a chain reaction of thousands and thousands of thoughts. So it's a continuum, and this is what really influences the way that we perceive ourselves and the outside world, right? This is where we form ideas, beliefs, and with enough evidence, deep-rooted convictions about ourselves and the way we perceive the world, right? So let's take this one more step back, okay? What influences our thoughts and our feelings is the mind. And there's 3 layers to the mind. You might have heard this before, but there's the conscious, the subconscious, and the unconscious. And there's a lot of overlap between these two, all right? But you can also think of this like the conscious is the prefrontal cortex area of your brain, and then the subconscious and unconscious are deeper in the brain. That's more of your reptilian, the unconscious. And the subconscious is really where we store our worldviews and those deep-rooted convictions. Now, the conscious mind, that makes up about 5 to 10% of those 60 to 90,000 thoughts per day. So the reality is that most of the thoughts that come through, most of the feelings and ideas that we have are really about 95% mindless or subconscious and unconscious. So where is the greatest ability to influence our perception? It's really right here and right here. That's where we can make the greatest changes that impact our thoughts and our feelings, our perception, our behaviors, and our ability to act to achieve the desired result. So this is what I help my clients do with the Performance Perception Protocol. By taking them through this process, through a series of exercises, coaching models, and real-time assignments each and every week, and holding them by the hand throughout the process so that they can focus on what it takes to be consistent, to have consistent behavior change and achieve the results that they want to achieve. I also make sure that they have the most optimized plan. So when it comes to the doing, I cover them, right? Nutrition, training, lifestyle, all of that. But really focusing on what it takes to achieve lasting results. That's what the Performance Perception Protocol is all about. So it really is a lot more than just show me what I got to do for X amount of time so that I can achieve Y result, which is generally the most common thing I hear on the day-to-day when I do consultation. And look, I'm not really in the business of giving out information without seeing any evidence that there will be implementation. More often than not, that's just encouraging mental masturbation, in my opinion. It's not helpful. So what I really help the men I serve understand is that there is no finish line with this. And it really is about who you're being at the end of the day. And the answers to that are going to come from the reasons as to why you didn't start yesterday. And most of those reasons come from your subconscious programming, your deep-rooted convictions about who you are, what you're capable of, and how you perceive the world. And of course, having a plan that makes it so easy that you can't come up with excuses, okay? If it was as straightforward as just going on a diet and moving more, there'd be a lot more people walking around who are both crushing it in business and walking around with six packs. So it really is a step back to look at the bigger picture and realize that there's a lot more behind the surface. Now, I'm all about results. And on average, the guys that I work with lose around 20 pounds. You know, sometimes they got a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more. I've had a client that lost up to 47 pounds in 12 weeks. So we take care of that from the get-go, and that is a huge focus. But more importantly, and this is often where guys run into issues, is how do you sustain the results? Because usually they've gone at things all wrong. They've taken the all or nothing approach. They've hopped on some unsustainable diet. They start going to the gym an hour a day, 5 days a week, and maybe they see some success and even lose a bunch of weight, but they can't keep that pace up for long, right? And it's because they've committed to something that took away from other areas of their life, other values, other priorities. And it was completely unrealistic for them to continue at that pace. Now, what's worse is what generally happens after that is they form a negative association around what it actually takes to get and stay in shape. So my job is to help them see a different way. It's to give them the tools and the frameworks to eliminate, to delegate, to automate, and to give them a process that ensures a long-term result if they show up for it. And of course, in the process, help them save time and energy by developing an optimal plan that meets them where they're at. And really, again, just make it so doable that they can't come up with an excuse or a reason not to succeed. So yeah, it is about getting the physical result, but most importantly, I give them tools mentally, physically, practically for each season of their life so that they can duplicate and sustain the results over and over again. Because that's what's going to allow them to show up better, to pour more energy into their work, to be more present with the family and really the things that matter to live a fulfilling life, rather than stressing out about the next diet or training program that they have to go on to counteract their poor health choices. And for me, look, I love going over before and afters with clients. It's a great feeling. And, I get really excited about that. But what I really get excited about is checking in and hearing about how they're still smashing it months later, right? They send me pictures of them on vacation, looking their best with the family. They're full of energy. They're full of vitality. They're telling me how much their connection to their wife has improved and how their kids are starting to model after their healthy habits. That's what gets me fired up. And I think that's absolutely more empowering than just losing X amount of pounds, because in hearing that, I know that I've fundamentally helped somebody change their life. And if I can help one man change his life, I can help change a marriage. I can help change a family, a community, the world. That's why I show up for this work every day. That's why I'm giving away so much for free, and I'm offering free 25-minute breakthrough calls. And look, I want you to take something from this video and the call if you choose to book it. And then I want to see you implement and actually see results. Because I know that if you do, you're going to be saying, oh my God, if I was able to get this result or this new perspective just from free content and a quick call with Taylor, imagine what's possible if I work with him one-on-one and actually join his program. And I'd rather work with clients who have already benefited from the exchange in some way before we even talk about doing work together, right? It tends to be a much more beneficial experience, in my opinion. And hopefully you do get a result. And then if you want, you tell me if you're thinking of working with me, and I'll help you take things to the next level. Okay, that's it for this video. My hope is that you take this training and you run with it. It does not serve you to listen to this and then move on to the next shiny object. You have to do something with it. Now, if you want this process to be customized and gamified specifically to you, your situation, and your specific needs, and you want to take the accelerated route, you want me to personally hold you to your word, to develop the most optimal plan that meets you where you're at, to help you course correct on that plan each and every week, and to help you snipe out faulty thinking that's gotten you in trouble in the past. That's what I do, and I'm damn good at it. If that's for you, then click the link below, book that free 25-minute brainstorming session where I will personally speak to you and help you identify some of your biggest obstacles. We'll get a game plan going, and then you tell me if you want to have a conversation about doing some work together. All right, make sure to get on it, book that call. I hope to speak with you soon. On your side.